and Auto Explorer kind of taking us away from the shops, but we'll get back in just a jiffy. There we are. Sure, I'll check out Joel Scaled Mail. I'll also check out Magic Boots. That beats what we're currently working with right now. Swap over to those bad boys, and I do love more regen, but unfortunately, not quite gonna cut it at the moment. And more magic mapping is always kind of nice. I could get a tin of Tremor Stones, I guess. You know what, we might find another shop and I'll regret doing so. But for the moment here, yeah, we'll just pick up that bad boy and see how it goes. Oh, why hello there. This is quite the gathering, quite the crowd. Only 11% chance of banishment is not too bad. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave for now. I see no desperate need to go back there either, so perfect. I guess instead, let's head back out to the regular dungeon and we can kind of finish off the last few floors before returning to Lair to potentially check out those S branches. Come up with our plan for the future. Not too shabby. Again, the rest of this regular dungeon at this point should be fairly straightforward. Oh, were you just a shapeshifter pig and not... I thought for sure it was Kiriki, which is why I ran away from that pig earlier. Again, trying to withhold, or uphold rather, our usual standards of not killing any innocent souls. But if I'd known it was just a polymorpher, all morals go out the window in that case. Maybe not the most fair assessment, but unfortunately that's just where we're at here with Nathan. Ugly things also never resist polymorph, nor very ugly things. Oh, that is interesting. Does it just change their color, or does it actually work functionally as polymorph is meant to? Oh, and a polar bear, and a dragon. Well, I'm gonna read teleport, and see you kiddos on the flip side, maybe at some point. There we go. Let's see, we're not too far, but this is probably a relatively safe encounter for us. Oh, vampire kind of sucks. Don't love to see that. Okay, let's focus down the tower first, or the statue I should say, then can deal with the rest of you sons of guns. Wild magic, storm, I'm looking for vitriol, or orb kind of works. And let's just get out of sight of all of our new friends here if at all possible. Yikes. Hello, my giant buddy. And not too shabby. We can definitely fight you from here, or at least so I thought. Instead we'll back up. I currently just have our one cold resistance. Probably should bring in the second, but see how this goes for now. And the answer is already looking like not super great. So I'm gonna draw 4 from destruction. Gonna get a bunch of shape-shifting here. See, it didn't seem to work on the ice dragon, so that's interesting. So maybe there is some type of check going on there. Not sure if it's will check, or if it's even potentially just like a hit dice based thing instead. I couldn't really tell you. But I think I will grab some strength. Still not sure if that's the right answer. I feel like I'm putting my eggs in too many different baskets here, but it is what it is. +1 troll leather armor of the barnacle. Interesting, but we'll probably have to say no. How's this run still going on? No fear? Exactly. You just have to believe. It's that easy, folks. Then no matter what the game throws at you, you'll somehow always just barely econ by. Just scrape through at the barest of margins. But hey, if it works, then it works. Ooh, and speaking of fear, a scroll of fear is definitely something I would like. Scroll of Torment can just head to the ground for now. Again, I don't think we'll end up actually using that Torment at all, but I always tell myself that I'll find some kind of silly, fun use for it. We'll switch out our Degeneration for Ambrosia. That seems like a pretty solid trade. And just finish off the last little bit of D13. And hopefully the next 2 floors kind of resettle back into a bit more expected, or of the expected result, I guess is the best way to phrase it. But not too shabby. Ooh, Roxanne. Definitely don't want no trouble. And yeah, if I can just bring a few of these Sons of Guns upstairs, that seems like a slightly safer bet, just to try and prevent them from merging into anything, you know, Titanic, as it were. But holy moly. We really somehow still in here, huh? We'll move even with the barbs, just to try and finish off the encounter before taking too many of those shots directly into the temple. And we should also throw some poison at this son of a gun. Hello? Oh, they're dead. Perfect. And we can kind of just keep swapping back between our poison darts and boomerang, depending on what works better for the situation or the scenario at hand. I'm not going to fight the whole floor into Roxanne this time. Oh no, I have a very healthy respect and fear for Roxanne. Unless I happen to get Blink close directly under them, I'm generally one to do my best to avoid any potential issues with that son of a gun. And you know, that should just about do it here. Even slowed the entire time. This crowd is nothing we can't handle. 36 armor class at this stage in the game does a lot of the heavy lifting for us, fortunately. And look at that, even getting some more cards. Thank you, Nem. I appreciate it, my friend. And that should pretty much be that for this floor as well. Fantastic. And last but not least, D15. Let's see how you going. What were you? You were a Juggernaut skeleton. I was wondering why we suddenly took a real nasty hit directly to the dome. That all tracks a little bit more. And we can definitely head out of here. I don't actually know. Something's biting me, so I'm guessing it's a Vampire. And it was indeed. Let's deal 4 and just get some power out here. Vitriol can go to the mage. Yep. Beautiful. That takes care of all of them. I don't love all the statues, or not the statues, but all the undead that are waiting for us at the bottom of those stairs. So we'll play it a little bit on the safe side, go around the long way. And I want to go in through that door to just reduce how many of these Sons of Guns we're fighting concurrently. But to play it a little bit on the safe side, we won't go exploring the unknown with monsters at our heels, and instead bring them upstairs to somewhere a bit more under our control, as it were. And not too shabby. Ooh, we even get some acquirement. Oh, me oh my. Unfortunately, pretty garbage acquirement. I mean, Book of Blasting, what's in you? I really wanted to swap back into magic, we could. Based on just that book, it's not looking like it. Ring is kind of garbage. Oh. In fact, yeah, I think it's just gonna be money, unfortunately. Very much living up to the Scroll of Disappointment description, but that is all fine and good. Not the end of the world one way or another. And let's see if we can't finish off these encounters here. Oh, another polearm user. Lovely. We kind of just watch our health though, and if things start to look dire, at least getting away from polearm users, using a stairwell is generally pretty straightforward. So not too bad of a situation for us, all in all. Yikes. I guess this is where that tin of tremor stones we decided to pick up and keep kind of comes in handy for us. So let's hope that this just blasts some of our low defensive summoner friends. Beautiful. And what else can we drop? I mean, Potion of Berserk Rage. There's probably, again, a time or place where that's an effective use of your, you know, limited time, but for the most part, not really going to be feeling that. Good amount of money too, though. Almost 1,000. Oh, definitely. It sucks when you spend like 600 gold to buy a scroll of acquirement, thinking, oh, even if it has garbage, I'll make it back in the money. It's one of the rare ones that only gives like 300, which is absurd. But okie dokie, what do we wish to do next here? We have Swamp and Snake, hey? Oh, Snake is always a fun time. Always an adventure, for sure, that Snake. I guess we can just go to regular Swamp for now. For both of them, I don't have poison resistance. So that's kind of a pain. I'm now actually rethinking that acquirement scroll. I'm trying to remember all of the egos that were on the willpower minus ring, because we do have a lot of willpower equipment. We maybe could have gone away with it. I mean, MP plus 9 was kind of meh. Otherwise, it might have just been stats. I mean, strength plus 5 maybe would have been nice, but regardless, let's not worry too much about the past here. No regrets and all that good stuff. Yeah, Swamp is gonna be rough. Ah, yes, resist corrosion was the other part. You're right. Oh. Oh man, the nice thing about Swamp though is it can give us some poison resistance in the form of Swamp Dragon Scales. So that's at least a kind of backup option for us if things are giving us trouble in the poison department. Let's lead all of you away from the stairs a bit, shall we? In fact, we can bring you into this nice little corridor that immediately becomes a death trap, thanks to our Spriggan friend. Jeez. Okay, this ended up being a horrible mistake. I regret my actions and my deeds, but pretty good chance of fearing these sons of guns. At least some of them. How about those shops that required flight? You can fly now. They did end up having a path down the other direction, so we did actually check those out, I believe. Oof. Does I have to start with a blink? Then read Fear. Oh, and it does not work on the Hydra, hey? Oh joy. I'm gonna haste and hope I don't die in one turn. Oh my gosh. Oh, what has happened to Swamp recently? This is actually the second time I've had a solid character that's doing pretty well for themselves just get obliterated when coming into their swamp entrance. Just always quite the welcoming party, I guess. But I'm gonna hope I don't die just, yeah, long enough for that teleport to take effect. Please give me time to heal. We do have regen at least, so that's something. Yikes, though. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Chug some heal wounds against our Eleonoma friend, and again, please, I need but a moment to rest my laurels and recover from this horrifying experience that we've put ourselves through. Well, I guess it is what it is, and we're just right back to it. There's not really going to be any escape. There's no way out but through here, as it were. I guess I'm trying to think. Probably could have used some of our scrolls, like after the blink. We had one enemy next to us, so actually no, yeah, Tomb wouldn't quite cut it in that context. In this context, however, let's deal 4, and let's go Destruction, and hopefully we blast through these sons of guns. Double Storm is not what I was looking or hoping for. That's fine. And, ooh, okay, Mangrove down as well. Is it 0.26 that new swamp monsters were added? Is it that? No, it's definitely something post that. It is very much just circumstantial. I don't think it's any mechanical change or difference for me. It's largely just that we keep getting these very populated, very dense entrances into swamp, and it's just the last time in this one. But still weird that it happened twice. But let's see, we degenerate everything. We do get Storm, which would have been nice to get before the degeneration, unfortunately, but that's fine. And then let's actually here, draw from the stack and get Tomb. Get ourselves a little bit of a kill corridor type situation going as we're surrounded by enemies, and perfect. Not too shabby. I think we are slowly but surely blasting our way through the area here, and we did manage to survive the, you know, what definitely almost certainly should have been the end of the run, but never didn't have it on the other hand, so that's perfect. And the rest of Lair shouldn't be as bad, because the main issue there is that it's your only way in or out of swamp. And so once it's, you know, shown itself to be a completely untenable experience, there's not a lot you can do about it except grit your teeth and keep going. But 0.27 made swamp loud. That would have made it easier. Yeah, definitely. It also replaced 2 vampire knights in one of the swamp rune vaults with ghouls. Interesting. Ooh, I do have a silence scroll. So let's just do that. Hey, Mr. Tesla. Perfect. Take care of you. A +2 cloak. Little bit of additional AC. Don't mind if I do. Starting to get closer and closer to the point of the game where AC is a bit less of a, you know, distinguishing factor or feature in our ability to stay alive, but still nice in the first couple of runes section of the game here for sure. Four-headed Hydra, hello my friend. It's been a while since I did a melee run that wasn't just using axes. Feels weird being able to just straight up attack Hydras instead of needing to constantly hedge and, you know, use all sorts of alternative damage sources to deal with our problems there. Let's get the Eleonoma away from all the woods here. Fantastic. And I was about to say this is where things start to get interesting. Fortunately for us, the poison clouds weren't a consistent feature in the encounter, but definitely not something we can always rely on in the future, especially by the time we get to Snake. We should definitely try our very bestest to have some resist poison before then. It wouldn't be the first time that I attempted to do Snake without any poison resistance, but it's definitely not ideal. It leads to quite a stressful experience. Ooh, I also need to use more cards, man. Unarmed is your most common weapon. For me, it's definitely that on spellcasters, though I guess that's all gonna change when Trunk comes around, because it's instead gonna be shapeshifters. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Confusion. Definitely a bit of a pain in the rear to deal with here. And that's why we would like you to drop your skin, please. Just some skin, please and thank you, if you don't mind. In fact, let's go with destruction, because why the heck not? kind of want to burn through some of our cards. Oof, unfortunately, rude-ass dragon decides that sharing their skin is not in their best interest, which, you know, whatever. Teach their own. I'll judge you for it till the end of time, but I'll still accept your decision. Everyone should have control over their own skin, after all, at the end of the day. But okie dokie. Holy. Swamp 3 finished off now. Ooh. Oh, I didn't actually... Oh, shoot. I did that so wrong. My brain's so broken. What I meant to do was not head upstairs right away, but to actually wake up the dragon, then head upstairs. It would have been risky, because they could have pushed us off the stairs. But the nice thing about it would have been potentially getting some poison resistance and a bit more of a controlled environment. But hey, it is what it is. Let's deal 4 destruction. Ooh, does pain work on you? Immune to negative energy. That's gonna be a no then. Double storm, interesting. I guess we can kind of follow that up with the tremor stones just to... Okay, I was hoping that would kill the crocodile, but that's fine. Summoning. I drew the elements. Interesting. Well, with a few additional bodies by our side, I'm hoping we can make relatively short work of our oozy friend. In fact, let's just deal 4 again. Let's go destruction. Vitriol alone does the trick. No, do not target myself. Really abort and waste the card? Yes. And yes. Nice, not too shabby. Well, that's another very scary, tough, unique that we're able to take care of. Thanks to lovely Nem, always doing their bestest for us here, so that's fantastic. My bunyip friend. Perfect. Ooh, and another acquirement scroll. Inescapable Atlas is less epic, as it only has Blink and Manifold Assault. See, that's why it just feels kind of weird to get rid of transmutation spells and then not fill them with anything else, because don't you have a bunch of books now that just feel empty and kind of weird? But again, probably, you know, a very valid design reason went into that, or that's something they're planning